Today in our jar episode, we will be discussing a very important matter. We all know the virtues of giving sadaqah, the virtues of charity. Allah mentioned many verses in the Quran and encouraged us to give in charity. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned in many ahadith the rewards of charity. I will mention a few before we get to our topic. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, for example, he said, every single morning an angel will come down and this angel will make a dua, and the dua said, Ya Allah, give in compensation to the one who spends. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Ya Allah, replace to whomsoever spend today in your cause. The angel is making dua for that person who spends. Charity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the believer is under the shade of his charity on the day of judgment. On that day when the sun is only 1 mile away, the charity will come and shade the person who gave it. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, protect yourself from the hell fire even by giving a piece of dates as a charity. Subhanallah. So it is a protection from the hell fire. Also, sadaqah extinguishes sin just like water extinguishes fire. It will eliminate the sins. Allahu Akbar. Sadaqah have many virtues mentioned by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it is one of the greatest ibadat to come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we have somebody sick in our family, you give sadaqah on behalf of his or her cure. That will help also. Sadaqah prevent also bad things from happening to you. Subhanallah. So there are many virtues of sadaqah. Today we want to discuss Sadaqah Jariyah, As-Sadaqah Al-Jariyah, the continuous charity, the charity that keeps on giving, that the charity that keeps generating good deeds. The Sadaqah Al-Jariyah is the Sadaqah that keeps generating good deeds even after I or you have left this world. There are many forms of Sadaqah Jariyah. But let me explain the difference between sadaqah and sadaqah jariyah. If I feed a poor person, if I give him a meal, that's a nice thing, that's a great sadaqah. But it's not sadaqah jariyah. I gave him once, that's it, I will be rewarded for that. On the other hand, if I plant a tree that keeps giving fruits to the people every single year, every single season, that's a sadaqah jariyah. So there are many forms of sadaqah jariyah. For example, to build a masjid, that's a huge sadaqah jariyah. That's a great sadaqah jariyah. Every time somebody prays in the masjid, every time somebody become a Muslim in the masjid, every time someone learns how to read the Quran, all the good things that take place in the masjid, the person who participated in building it will get that ajr. Building an orphanage to take care of the orphans, that's a great sadaqah jariyah. Teaching someone how to read the Quran, distributing Islamic literature, giving copies of the Quran, building a hospital, donating wheelchairs. There are so many different forms of Sadaqah Jariyah. But today, inshallah, we will discuss the two best forms of Sadaqah Jariyah. First, although this is relatively simple act, it can be incredibly life-changing for some communities, and that is building or digging a well. Digging a well in a community, in a village that needs it, is one of the best forms of Sadaqah Jariyah, because the water is not only needed for drinking, it's also needed for cleaning themselves, for irrigating their land, for watering their animals. There's a lot of need for water, and we all know that. And providing that is one of the best forms of continuous charity. And these are not my words, these are the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he was asked, after one of the Sahaba's mother died, he asked, what form of sadaqah is best, ya Rasulullah? Sa'd asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is the best form of sadaqah? Rasulullah ﷺ replied, water is the best. Water is the best form of sadaqah. So, my brother, my sister, If you would like to get a Sadaqah Jariyah, a continuous charity on your behalf, on behalf of your mother, on behalf of your father, on behalf of someone that is dear to you, please look in a community in Africa, in India, in Bangladesh, in anywhere that is needed, and go ahead and proceed by asking the people who are in that village or people who are organizations that are taking care of that city to help you build a well or dig a well for that community. That is one of the best forms of Sadaqah Jariyah. Second, listen carefully because this is excellent. Spreading knowledge. Giving in charity to a source that spreads authentic Islamic knowledge. A center that is teaching the Kitab and Sunnah, the real Kitab and Sunnah. A center that is teaching the right Aqidah to the students of knowledge. And these students of knowledge, they're taking this knowledge and they are applying it and they are spreading it again. So imagine how much hasanat, how much good deeds are you getting when you spend in supporting a center or a school that is teaching Islam, that is teaching the right Sharia. Allahu Akbar. That is amazing. That person taught someone, and that person taught another, and another, and another. And every time this knowledge spread, you will be getting the ajr because you participated in helping establish that organization. You found a very bright young man, but he is very poor or she is very poor. You decided to support them financially to finish their education. Instead of them working and getting this Islamic knowledge, you have provided their tuition or their fees to be able to study without working, to concentrate on their studies. That's an amazing investment. Every time this man, if he becomes an imam, he becomes a real scholar, and then he distributes that knowledge, subhanallah, you have made his life easy. You have made his journey to knowledge easy. That's an amazing Sadaqah Jariyah. And many of us, brothers and sisters, they have so much excess money and they do not know what to do with it. Wallahi, there's nothing wrong with investing in the dunya. Absolutely. But please invest in the Akhirah as much as you can. And always, just like we are very wise in investing in the dunya matters, we look at from every perspective. We do feasibility studies to invest in the dunya. Similarly, look for the best investment for the Akhirah. We will find these investments, insha'Allah, like mountains. Like Rasulullah ﷺ said, Allah will take that charity from us and it will grow and grow until we go on the Day of Judgment and we see that investment as a mountain. Allahu Akbar. So please, any kind of Sadaqah Jariyah is great, but these are the best two forms because one of them said by Rasulullah ﷺ as the best form, and the second also Rasulullah ﷺ told us that whomsoever revived a sunnah, whomsoever have done something good and taught someone something good, whomsoever apply that or do that, the person who started that amal, he will get the same ajr. So brothers and sisters, these are the best two forms of continuous charity. May Allah make us from the people who listen and apply. May Allah Azza wa Jal make our last deeds our best deeds and make our last words La ilaha illallah. Jazakumullah khair. I love you all for the sake of Allah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.